They are the reason why we are going through the struggles that we are now. And I plan to end those. I'm not going to go over all of them because I don't have the time. But if you would visit Talkback Georgia on Monday at 7 o'clock, I will be addressing all the questions that you have asked for. And please, please go to jewelforsouthfulton.com and read about all the things that I have gotten done as an advocate. I want to get out in front of all these things with you. I don't want the photo op. I'm vested. I live in South Fulton. I went around to over 300 subdivisions to make this city and paid for it. Now I want it to grow. Vet me and let me be your mayor. I assure you you'll get the things that you need.
Last question in this third round, then we'll roll directly into closing statements. Is for Mr. Kelvin Davis. And I'll put you on the spot a little bit, but I think in a good way. I think you have a good answer to this question. So the mayor in the city doesn't exactly have a division of youth services, but you're relatively young yourself, and our youth, they're in peril. They face a lot of things, from gun violence, vaping, lack of jobs, the literacy rates are suffering. Then there's just the issue of social media, pressures of social media, and we see them getting caught up in this worldwide web. What can you do, having the mayor's office as bully pulpit, to help the youth of South Fulton?
I think the youth of South Fulton is the most important element of South Fulton to, I would say, pay attention to, that's outside of our seniors. I think our seniors and our youth requires our utmost diligence because we're in uncharted territory. Where we are today will not be where we are tomorrow. Where we are today will not be where we are next year. So I want everybody to be clear that, the next 4 years, who lead us, that's going to be very important, because next year will not be the same because of everything that's coming. I'm not sure if anyone has been paying attention to the labor market. I'm not sure if people have been paying attention to the unemployment rate. All of those things are ticking high. Those things are ticking high for a reason. Jobs are not hiring. People with really good skills are not being hired. And that's because artificial intelligence is taking over. We can see the data centers coming in our neighborhoods left and right. And that's replacing people. So we have to prepare our youth for tomorrow. Our youth are going into college with skills that may not be relevant tomorrow. So what I'm going to bring to the youth is opportunity. I'm going to bring skills. I'm going to bring learning. I'm going to bring, I would say, communityship and volunteering for a broad spectrum around South Fulton. I think the youth here, they're going to be preparing for a future that they have so many uncertainties about. We have them as well, and I think that, if we don't, face the problem full on and think that it's going to solve itself within 4 years, I think we're going to be in really big trouble. We really have to pay attention to what's happening in the nation, and we have to start here in South Fulton to solve those problems.
Very good, very good. So let's buckle our seatbelts. Let's get ready to rumble. These closing statements, I feel like we're going into the last round of a prize fight. So very good field of candidates. I like every one of them. In fact, I love them. Sometimes we fight like cats and dogs, and we fall out, but we get back together, and I believe they all have the interests of the city at heart. I really do. So let's start. We'll go back down like we did the last time. We'll start with Mr. Denemy. 2 minutes, your closing statements, and we'll just go down the line.
Thank you. I'd like to once again thank the Fulton County Democrats for putting this together, and the New Life Presbyterian Church for hosting us. Thank you so much. A big thank you to the people of South Fulton for the warm reception and kindness that you continue to show me. You welcomed me into your homes while knocking on doors, so I want to thank you for that. There is a Chinese proverb that roughly translates to, you cannot awaken someone who who is pretending to be asleep. Our leaders heard you. They know you don't want to go to another city to shop for groceries. They know you want to feel safe in your own homes. They also know you want economic development. But what has been a challenge is the transition from press conferences and infighting to execution, because you know you can't shop at press conferences, right? So my experience of executing multi-million-dollar projects has prepared me for this. I will work with the city manager and take this city from where we are now to where we need to be. So, brothers and sisters, we cannot go back, and we can't keep doing things the same way by the same people and expect a different result. It's just not possible. There is nowhere in this world that is possible. So I know you want change because you love this city. And that change that you seek, that common sense governance, that mayor you can be proud of, that you've been looking for, is now the number one name on the ballot, Joseph Adeyemi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody who's responsible for this tonight once again. Let me just say a few things. You cannot be a part of the problem and expect to be different later. Some of us was here when stuff was going crazy. But now it's, I can fix it. You can't be in and out. The other thing is, Mr. Mills was talking about the police chief that I hired. Well, if you know anything about government, especially municipal government, I think Khalid hit on it. The mayor don't hire nobody. You need 4 votes. Remember I said that. You talk about the opposition that's in front of you because you don't have the 4 votes. Some of the people who were sitting up here was a part of that opposition. Now they know how to get things fixed. If you're a businessman, got 3 or 4 or 5 businesses along the corner, you hate that you ain't got no eating places, then maybe you put the wrong businesses on the corner. So it doesn't take you being married to be a part of what's happening. Mr. Grimes, I've known him for years. He's always been a part and helping me, and even when I was here on Old National Hwy. Let me close by saying this. Nobody on this podium has done more than I have from Old National on down to the last days of my mayorship. The Cobras that's on Old National right now, I led that fight. With Old National, Mr. Grimes and others can tell you when they wanted to make a 6 runway on Old National, I led that fight. When we didn't have nothing to get an entertainment for, I built the amphitheater. When we needed great libraries, I stepped in to build the library, one of the best ones we had on Butler Road. Nobody on this deal can stand and say that. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. I appreciate you guys. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. And we heard Reverend Elwood say what he just said, but I beg to differ with him, and I'm just going to give it to you real quick. Starting at the end where that fire department and police department is coming, that was a place in my district where a developer, Paul Diagnese, was trying to build a warehouse. I told him no, I brought him to the city, and that's why it's coming. Right next to that is a brand new building that our council just acquired that I have been fighting for. The mayor actually pointed it out at the state of the city and gave me a credit for it. It's going to be our new courts. The building right adjacent to us that we talked about right now, that was my first building as chair of the Development Authority, is actually being used by our city right now for courts. If you go further down, right across from Creflo Dollar's World's Changes, is Mansa Park that our council has been fighting against, that's bringing more than 10,000 jobs. I can talk to you too, Mr. Grimes. You know, me and Crystal went to school together. So at Clark Atlanta, when I was in SGA as the president, I've been leading for a long time. There were so many questions that I wanted to answer, but I didn't have the time, and they weren't directed to me. But I'll just say one thing. Starting at the other end of the table, there was a thing about transparency. I suggested open checkbook that Atlanta has. I have an email. It's an Open Records Act. If anybody want to pull it, I reached out to the city manager when I was told that we already have it. We were told again tonight that we already have it. The city manager says that it hasn't been working since she got there, and we're working to try to get it. So, next thing, I appreciate everybody who knew this running, but Ray, another thing is if we're going to try to have a meeting on the first day, it's illegal. We can't take everybody to dinner. We got to read the charter and understand that. Mr. Mayor, when it comes to the charter, Article 2, Section 314 gives the mayor investigatory power. So he could call and investigate an investigation on his own will in the court anytime he wants to when things are nefarious. So we got to understand what our powers are. Jewel been fighting, she's going to keep fighting with people. I'm going to leave it alone. But I did bring the senior facility to 138 in Peters Road, and I made the developer pay $250,000 to put the light where lives were being lost on Peters Road. Please go check out my website. I'm begging y'all. Listening is a part of a conversation. Please study. Thank you.
I'm asking for your vote, not because I can fix everything, but I believe that together we can fix everything, which is why my slogan for this campaign is citizen driven. I love this city. I have served the entire 8 years. When things got hard, I didn't vacate my seat and go try and run for 3 or 4 other offices. I stayed here. I have a great relationship with our city manager. We talk every day, so much so that for a second, I gave up. I said, I'm not going to run for mayor again. I didn't go to our city council's budget retreat. And at that retreat, one of these advisors that we paid all this money for said that we had to eliminate our millage rate cap, eliminate our cap on property taxes to get this $100 million loan. Because I have such a great relationship with the city manager, she came to me and she said, what do you think about that? Pull up any city council meeting. Fast forward to the part where you hear me speaking and see if it makes sense. I said to the city manager, we need to talk to the residents about this. If we're going to do this, we need to talk to the residents. I converted the conference room in my office, the largest space in my office, to a focus group room. We held a focus group with residents. We had the city manager sit in another room, and they said, absolutely not. We're not eliminating the cap. We're not raising the cap. I got the council to hold the town hall. This is one time where the council and I agreed and we listened to our residents. And we got that $100 million loan without touching the cap. I want us to have a citizen-driven government. Ms. Jewel Johnson, when she lost the race, she came to me and she said, I want you to call a forensic audit. I did call a forensic audit. It says that I can do an investigation, but the next part, because you got to read the whole thing, right, says pending approval of the council or pending the budget of the council. They didn't approve it. Now, they approved a forensic audit of my card, but not their card. So let me tell you, they're all a mess. They're all a mess. But together, we can fix these things. If we look at our charter together, if we vote to change the charter together, if we bring these things to a public vote and a referendum, we can have a citizen-driven government that moves South Fulton forward.
I want to ask everybody in here, and I believe most of everybody in here lives off of Old National or close to it one. Ask yourself, how many times that these politicians has come to you with all these promises of nothing. They deliver nothing. And what I can say to you as an advocate, I have delivered for you. And I'm still delivering for you. Nobody has said tonight about what's going to happen to you when you've lost your job. You don't have the money to pay for your car. You don't have food. Well, I have plans for that. And I want you to understand, I know how to get it done. I'm going to ask you to do one good thing, because I told you all, this is the most profound election that you're going to ever have. It's going to make you or it's going to break you. You vote wrong, you're not going to have anything. With this healthcare thing that's going on, a lot of folks are going to be dying. But I have been looking out for you because I love South Fulton. I live in South Fulton. I've been going all over this region fighting for you. And I'm the only somebody up here that can say you can go look at and feel and touch what I have done. I don't sell health policies. I help people. I save lives. And that's what my plan is for you. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be here. I've had so many politicians to try and throw me out of here. But I'm still here fighting for you. But it's up to you. Go to jewelforsouthfulton.com. Read up on me. Go look and see all the things. When you go to the South Fulton, not South Fulton, but when you go to the Art Center on Newark Road, my neighbors and I did that. We did all of that. I want to show you how you can get what you want. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I have a track record of getting things done. So I'm going to say vet me. Vet me with all these folks here. Nobody up here has been able to do as much as I've done as an advocate. And I love you. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to be with you because I love you. Oh, he did.
Ooh, child. Listen. Now that's harassment, don't you? So we do know it's the difference between refurbished and new, right? It's time for something new. We got a chance to walk in the store and pick something new. We don't have to take or accept something refurbished from 20 years ago. I wouldn't stand up here and brag about Old National if I was in leadership for the past 23 years and this is all we got. Some of us stood up here and bragged though. And we ain't got, I'm gonna wash my mouth up, we in church. But we ain't got nothing to be bragging about. Put me in leadership 20 years and see how Old National look. Point blank period. Accountability brings responsibility. You want to talk about 3 things you done did in 22 years of leadership at Old National. That ain't nothing to brag about. Most of the citizens in here did more than this leadership. Ain't did nothing but take from us and line his pockets. It's time for them to stop playing on our top. In the streets, we call it the top. That means our brain. Some of us should be actually trying to pass the baton instead of trying to die with it. That's what's wrong with our culture and our community. The seniors don't want to pour the wisdom, the knowledge, and the time they've been on earth into the younger generation so it can keep going. That's why we keep losing. We lose our grandmama's properties, their houses, everything they work for because the seniors, some seniors, don't want to sit down. I'm sick of it. My grandparents raised me 2 minutes up the road. I talk to them every day. And you know what? You know what a great man do? He pour back. He leaves an inheritance for generations. If you in leadership, you you should leave something behind, not take it all with you. Refurbish or new, the choice is yours. It's time to start reshuffling the deck with the same names in a different time. I'm Ray Mills. I need your vote.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out. It's definitely closing statement time, and we're definitely. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. It's closing statement time, and I think we're hearing some really good closing statements. Again, I'm Kelvin Davis. I'm running on, a platform that is a platform that's completely different from every candidate on this panel, and I think that every candidate has done many meaningful things within this city. I have to agree with some things that some people have said on this panel. We can't look at the past and measure ourselves. I think that's gonna, measure us into a whole. Because right now we have to look forward, we have to look at today, and we have to look at tomorrow. I think we're gonna really handicap ourselves, continuing to think about the last 8 years of cityhood. We have a lot of familiar faces that we have a lot of resumes for. I think we can go look at websites, but at the same time, I think we have the experience of life to create the resume for the people on this panel. I would invite people to see my resume. I would absolutely say that out of all of the skilled, talented, and experienced professionals here, I really believe I have the strongest resume. I have the strongest resume to lead South Fulton in the future. I'm not a politician. I don't have enough time to become a politician, but I was born a leader, and that's 100% is what you're going to get. I've worked for the federal government for the last 20 years, and I've done many meaningful things that I know will bring value here. And also, I've seen some things that really scare me to the point where I know that tomorrow is uncertain, and we need leadership that's going to truly think about elevating this city. Everyone continues to talk about this city in a bad light, as though people don't want to come here, businesses don't want to come here. How is that true? How is that true? I know many people moving here. I know many people trying to get subdivisions approved, condominiums approved. I know many businesses trying to get permits and all of that. So I feel as though there's a lot of scare tactics here, and I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to give you ego. I'm going to give you leadership. And vote for me. Visit kelvinforsouthfulton.com, and I promise you, you will have the leader for the future.
South Fulton, y'all should be tired. Y'all should be tired. It is time for change. We've had bad leadership, bad developments, missed opportunities, a lot of lies been told up here tonight. What I am saying to you, South Fulton, it is time for change. This is not a job that you wake up overnight and say, I'm going to be the mayor of the second largest city of South Fulton, in Fulton County. It is not. It is not a job where you just say, I'm going to move here in 2 years and don't know the issues. I've been here 18 years. I've served on this council for the past 8 years. You need continuity. You need to know what's happening. And I think it's only 2 individuals on this council that has had the pleasure of working with our current city manager. So that is something that is going to have to take in effect as soon as you come in. So you have to know the skill set. You have to be able to navigate City Hall. Again, a lot of lies been told up here tonight. South Fulton deserves better. We need better to move this city forward. It is about strengthening our public safety. It is about making sure that we get economic development, staying off the news. It is time for us to stay off the news. So South Fulton, I am asking you today, you can go on my website, you can continue to make the decisions, but a lot of what's happening here in the city of South Fulton is a lot of lies. But you need continuity and you need leadership. And that is what we need to do today, is make sure that you get out and vote on November the 4th. Vote for Gums. You can go to www.carmelita.gums. And I am your leader that will make sure that the promises that have been made will be kept, and we will move this city forward. I am looking forward to your support. Thank you.
Okay, let's give them another round of applause, please. We're just going to make a few announcements, and then we'll do a photo with the panel, and we'll dismiss. Thanks for your attention tonight. Thanks for the listening audience. Thanks to Acuity Event Production for being here, the South Fulton Democrats and the Georgia Federation of Democratic Women. A few announcements, and we'll dismiss. We're going to have on October 5th at 5 p.m., we're going to have a meet and greet at the Corner Tavern for all Hateville candidates. If you want to know what's going on with our neighbors in Hateville. On 10/13, there's a meet and greet at the tasting table for College Park candidates, sponsored by the same organization. And then Saturday, 10/18, we have a DEMS meeting at the Piccadilly on Godby Road. We'd like to invite you all out to. We're going to hear from the Public Service Commission candidate, the Democrat, Peter Hubbard. He'll be a speaker. Early voting for this election is right around the corner. So make a plan to vote. Mark your calendars. 10/14 until 10/31. Early voting. Election day is 11/4. And again, I'm Robert Dawson, state representative for the area. RobertForGeorgia.com. Join my newsletter. And we would like to thank every one of you guys for being here. Final round of applause for these candidates. Thank you. And then this Monday is the last day to register to vote. Why don't you hang around a bit? They have literature to pass out. I wish. Next time we'll have food on me. I'll promise that. I'll make that promise. We want to hear anything from the event production team.
Oh, yeah. I don't have a mic, but can you guys hear me? Okay. All right. Thank you for allowing us to be here, to be part of this wonderful event. My name is Caleb. I am the CEO and General Manager for Acuity Event Production. We are an audiovisual production company here in the state of Georgia, and we cover events like corporate meetings, gala, weddings, and one of the services that we also provide is commercials, podcasts. So even the candidates, if you guys want us to do a small commercial for you, please feel free to reach out to us as well. Thank you.
Good evening.